The story begins as some little kid named Mary welcomes her parents back home.
Oh, Marianne.
Her parents wonder if the little nerd was lonely being home all alone, but Mary says that she wasn't because someone named Rose was with her. The parents show Mary the child that they will love more from now on, and Mary couldn't be happier to have a sibling. The kid is her little brother, and his name is Cheyenne. The little mouth breather eventually wakes up to greet his sister, but he's disgusted when Mary gives him a peck on the cheek. A few years later, Mary celebrates her victory after beating her out of shape. Brother Cheyenne would rather be playing Call of Duty right now, and his sister is too fast for him anyway. Mary's delighted when she hears their father returning home, but Cheyenne can't believe how much energy she has. Their father, Gawain, pretends to like how energetic she is, and Mary tells them what everyone says about her. They say that she's as bright as the sun, just like the color of her hair. And Gawain is proud to see that his favorite child is looking dependable, but Cheyenne says that Mary is more dependable. Mary basks in the glory, but she knows the truth. Cheyenne is the better child because he's always helping their mother, and he doesn't even wet the bed anymore like she does. Also, sometimes Cheyenne will get a worried look on his face like a grown-up. Mary acts like it doesn't bother her, and she finds relief in knowing Cheyenne's secret when no one is watching him. Cheyenne likes to play pretend and act like he's a powerful adventurer. Cheyenne is then left to stare at his sister as she laughs like a psychopath. One night, Cheyenne decides to ask his father if monsters exist. Gawain doesn't hold back and simply says that monsters do exist, which is exactly why he and his sister can never leave the property. Monsters are quick to attack people, so Gawain tells his clueless kids to never approach them. He instructs them to run away immediately if they ever see one so they can seek the help of an adult. Conversely, Gawain affirms the existence of entities such as fair fairies. He isn't sure about spirits, but he has seen fairies himself. They are extremely rare, so the kids will likely never see one, but Gawain has heard of traders that specialize in procuring them. Cheyenne has finally built up the courage, so he just comes right out and asks his father if something called magic exists. Cheyenne seems crazy for saying this strange word, and he says that magic can make all sorts of things like fire, water, and wind go and destroys all his hopes and dreams as he revealed that supernatural power does not exist. He hasn't even heard the word magic before. Gawain admits that there are things he doesn't know, but he's well educated, and he is sure that nothing called magic is known to the general public. Gawain is suspicious, so he wonders where his son heard about fairies, spirits, and this thing called magic. Mary can tell that her brother isn't looking so good, but the kid says he's fine. This wasn't completely true, however, as Cheyenne, she never said the word magic ever again. 3 years later, Mary finishes up training, and Cheyenne wonders why she trained so hard. Her answer is simple. She is the eldest sibling, so she trains just in case something happens. If monsters show up or if bad guys come, she wants to be able to fight. Cheyenne is a serious book nerd, so it's Mary's duty as the older sister to protect him. If she doesn't gain strength, she won't be able to assist Cheyenne in escaping danger. Cheyenne, I can't believe she's doing all this for him, but she doesn't mind because she's the good fighter anyway. Mary acknowledges that she's lacking a great deal in the brains department, but says that she's pretty good when it comes to physical stuff. Cheyenne still can't believe it, but Mary tells them not to worry about a thing. A while later, Mary trains by a lake, and Rose wonders how she doesn't get bored of training so much. Mary instructs her bothersome friend to calm down and accompany her to the bar. Unfortunately, Rose is exhausted from helping her grandpa, and she wonders why Mary doesn't spar with her brother. It's because Cheyenne is locked up in the house and studying like always. Mary thinks about how Cheyenne has never said the word magic since that day, but she is certain that he studies so much because he is searching for an answer. Just and the two girls are shocked as they see a strange glow. A while later, Mary tells Cheyenne to follow her to the lake. Cheyenne reminds her that they aren't supposed to go too far, but Mary tells them that they aren't going far and there are no monsters here. Mary knows that their mother will get mad at them, but she is sure that what she wants them to see will be worth it. and the glow returns, and Cheyenne is amazed to see several balls of light. Mary brought their parents to see it as soon as she found it, but they couldn't see it. Cheyenne wonders if adults are the only ones who can't see it, but Mary explains that some of the other kids couldn't either. Some people also see it differently. For some, the lights blink in and out. It's a real mystery, but Mary thinks it has something to do with magic. Cheyenne is shocked that she remembered the word, but Mary says that she remembers everything when it comes to her little brother. Mary's little speech is interrupted by the overly sensitive Cheyenne, and he thanks her for showing him this. Mary's glad to hear that the lights have helped his crippling depression, and the two enjoy more of the scene. The next day, their parents are shocked by how fast they scarfed down their meal. They did it so they could rush back to the lake, but Cheyenne's lack of any type of athletic ability is apparent once again as he struggles to breathe after the run. Cheyenne, being the true little dweeb he is, wants to investigate the lake. First of all, he wants to know where the balls of light are coming from. Mary obviously points out that they are coming from the water, but Cheyenne wonders if something is living in there. Mary agrees to do what her much smarter brother says. So Cheyenne explains that they will fill 3 buckets with the lake water. Then they will put sand and rocks in one water, plants in another, and fish in the last one. The empty-brained Mary. He doesn't understand why, but she agrees to his plan. With the first 2 buckets filled, the kids try to catch some fish. They are having a hard time, but Cheyenne is still happy for some reason. He's just happy to have his big sister with him, but Mary says it's only natural for siblings to be this close. That isn't all, as she really wants to see if magic really exists. Just then, the pair catches a fish, but Cheyenne is disappointed to hear that it's a pretty common one. Rose finds them and Mary has her brother introduce himself. Rose dramatically introduces herself back, but Mary says that her friend isn't a noble like she tries to make it seem. They then start talking about the orbs of light, but the useless Rose doesn't know anything more about them. Rose and Cheyenne immediately get along, but Mary seems to find this annoying. A while later, the siblings are disappointed to see that while the orbs have appeared by the lake, their buckets of water are not producing anything. This makes it clear that they must be coming from some other living thing in the lake, but collecting all of them for testing would be too difficult. Cheyenne has never been more determined in his life, so he comes up with another idea. Moments later, Mary's worried about her little brother as he just goes right into the lake that has strange floating orbs coming out of it. Mary's not one to let her brother throw his life away on his own.
何言ってん、抜かないと濡れちゃうじゃない。そうだけど。ほら、行くわよ。
So she goes in with him. Cheyenne touches one of the orbs and finds that it's pretty warm and it doesn't hurt at all. He then takes a peek inside the water, but it's far too murky to see anything. He did, however, manage to learn something. He is now completely certain that the orbs originate from a submerged living entity. Unfortunately, they can't see too clearly, so they don't know which creature it's coming from. Afterwards, Cheyenne thanks his sister for helping him, but she reminds him that it's not necessary to thank family so much. Cheyenne insists, however, and Mary just takes it, and Rose walks up carrying a female trout. She says that the males are super common to catch, but the females aren't because they are usually deep underwater. They put the female in the bucket with the other fish and are shocked when the orbs of light start coming out. This makes Sean realize that the orbs are actually courting behavior. Rose explains that that means the trout want to marry each other so they can be family. The brain-dead Mary thinks it's similar to how she and Cheyenne are family, but the smart kid quickly corrects her. The next day, Mary reveals that she was just scolded by their mother for saying she wanted to marry Cheyenne. Mary's just afraid that they won't be able to stay together forever, but Cheyenne assures her that they will. He promises that he will do whatever it takes, and this makes Mary emotional, and they are shocked.
シオン、光ってる。光ってる。これって。
As Cheyenne begins to glow, he thinks it might have been magical energy and realizes that the orbs from the lake must have imprinted inside of him. Mary's embarrassed that she wonders what this means, but our boy Cheyenne knows what's most important, and that's magic. It's not supposed to exist in this world, but that's only because the techniques called magic haven't been invented yet. Cheyenne shakes with excitement and declares that this is where his story begins. In a shocking turn of events, we learned that Cheyenne was actually reincarnated into this world, and he's determined to make magic in it. I appreciate you viewing my anime recap, Unruly Family. Please let me know what you think about this anime recap by liking, sharing, and commenting. And please subscribe to the channel to help us reach 5,000 subscribers.